Hello, beautiful people. IG is a step slow as usual, but that's all good. We got YouTube ready to rock. Let me turn this down. And we got, should have Facebook rocking and rolling too. Yep, all good to go. All right, guys. So it's been, I don't know, maybe a week or two. Things got very busy for Seafood Festival, which was a lot of fun. Went to the Uncommon Cuts dinner at Shea George on Thursday, and then the main event on Saturday, and then even the after party in Lincoln and South Saturday night. So shout out to everybody that worked so hard to make that happen. It's become like a week-long event worth of a week-long schedule of events. Excuse me, marbles in my mouth today, and they really did a spectacular job as usual. So today we're going to do something a little different that I'm super excited about. There is some food involved, but more importantly, another thing that a lot of locals and visitors alike like to indulge in and enjoy in this area is coffee. So I wanted to talk to the owner of a coffee concept, of a coffee bar that has really more recently taken Hilton Head by storm, but has been around for a couple of years over in Savannah. So I'd like to introduce everyone to Matt Higgins, owner of Origin's Coffee Bar. Origin, excuse me, singular. How are you, Matt?
I'm great. How are you today? Thank you so much for having me on the show.
I am fantastic. It's a beautiful, sunny, well, I would say almost probably 80 degree again. Yep, there you go, right on the nose. 80 degree Monday here in Bluffton. So I have zero complaints other than the no-see-ums, which for some reason last spring figured, I don't know if there's just more of them. I don't know if it's that my grass needs to be cut in the backyard after this, I don't want to say unseasonably warm, but the no-see-ums have found a way to penetrate my screen porch, and
Oof.
they're driving me insane. I think I might have figured out at least a short-term solution. We have those like not incense, but those like insect repellent sticks. So
Yeah.
if I position it relatively close to where I'm sitting on the lanai, I got a little bit of relief last night, but all day long, and I'm stubborn because I just love sitting out there. I got the TV, I'm doing work, I'm doing whatever I'm doing to get ready for my week, and I'm just like itching like all over because of those little tiny gnats or whatever. But I digress. So I wanted to talk to you about a bunch of different things. I actually most recently, I was thinking it was the end of June, whatever it was, that was the restaurant week in Hilton Head, Hilton Head and Bluffton. It was Hilton Head, Bluffton Chamber sponsored restaurant week, and I actually got together with, and I did a collaboration with the May River Group of Christie's Real Estate. Tanner Sutphin and I both wanted to collaborate on some restaurant week content. So where we started the day was Tanner actually, and he recently got engaged, so he had some family in town, but I had a couple of members of his team, Luis and Ashley, and India Bain, who's their one of their social media specialists. We came to the store, and I'd been there before. I had a meeting a couple of months ago, and I scheduled it there intentionally because I've been really wanting to check out the space over there. For those of you who are not familiar with this more recent location, the newer location of Origin Coffee Bar is off of Main Street in Hilton Head, where the TJ's Take and Bake Pizza used to be. Right adjacent to Jay Banks, the architecture office. I think they're still there, right?
They are.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And
they're
I believe that
fantastic.
they helped with the design of this too. I think I saw in one of the posts too. Is that accurate?
That's right. We partner with them on the build out.
Excellent, excellent. And really, I will say, um, it really is a gorgeous, like little. It's hard to like there's a lot of really nice spots, in that it's kind of a slept on part of the neighborhood in terms
Yeah.
of, off of Main Street there. Obviously, when the visitors and the tourists come down, the vacationers, they spend a lot of time obviously on the south end, but there is a really nice spot. My parents live in Hilton Head Plantation. So I mean, selfishly, when I go spend time with them, I don't have to go all the way, Mid Island or South Island. Not
That's
that there
right.
are not plenty of places down there that I like to check out, but it's cool to have a place like this. It kind of almost reminds me in a way of like Lincoln and South, that it's like it's hard to believe such a nice little cool place to hang out is in an area that you wouldn't expect it to be. But what you guys have done is you've carved out a nice sort of peaceful environment over there. Talk about like how, and we're going to go back even further to Savannah and whatnot, but talk about
Yeah.
how this kind of came up and what the thought process was behind setting this Hilton Head Island location up, and the way that you have the both a really nice indoor seating area, but then also outside with some tables and a really kind of quiet, peaceful setting that you have there.
Absolutely. Well, thank you. It's a real honor to be on the island. It feels like a fun little club to be a part of now.
Yes.
And so with this space, we were approached a little over 2 years ago, about 2 years ago, by Jay Banks. So Chris, who's the president of Jay Banks, and Sarah, who's their head of marketing, were actually regulars here at the shop in Savannah. And a lot of their team were as well. And so they came down here one day and they asked if we were interested in growing. And we've had many opportunities to grow, but we decided only when it feels 100%. And so we had a conversation with them, and it just really aligned like the vision what we had for expansion, not only of Origin, but also what what Hilton Head had and what we felt like we could bring to the island.
Right.
And it was just this beautiful like coming together between Jay Banks and ourselves, especially for that space. So TJ's, from our understanding, he was ready to retire. He was ready to head out of there. And so we were really excited to step into that little area and create an oasis. Our location here in Savannah, for anyone that's been, it's bustling. It's right outside of, like right off the beaten path of downtown, historic Savannah, right? On Saturday, there's a line out the door, and we're so grateful for that.
Stop there real quick. Stop there real quick, because that was another thing that I just saw this morning. So while you mention it, I want to pull up. There was a photo of that just over the weekend. Why am I not seeing
That's
that
right
here? You posted a photo of basically a line going out the street, just like you said, right at that location there, and it was very sort of like thankful that you have this spot that garners so much attention. They were literally like it's on like the corner there, and they were literally like wrapped around the corner. I'm gonna see if I can find the picture. I'm sorry, go ahead.
Yeah, no, and that photo, honestly, we were on our way back from an event we were catering up the street, and I'm pulling in my truck, and I look out the corner. I'm like, you're got to be kidding me. And this is something that happens to us every weekend. But as someone that like, this is our baby. My wife and I, we sold everything to start this business, and we built it from the ground up with community support. We don't have investors. We don't have anything like that. We're not part of a larger restaurateur or hospitality group. We're a family-owned, small mom-and-pop business that's just had a lot of community support. And so it was really overwhelming to see that, which has been incredible.
I found it. It was on your page. It wasn't on the door, but you see here. And this was what time of the day? This was on Saturday, right?
This was Saturday. This is around 10 a.m. that I took that photo, and that continued to grow afterwards, which is just so humbling to be a part of a community that has that much support.
For those of you who are not familiar with it, there's a decent amount of space between this doorway and the counter. So the
That's
line that you
correct.
see outside here is probably about half the size of the line that was inside the door at 10 a.m. on a Saturday.
That's
Absolutely
right.
spectacular.
Oh, well, thank
Yeah.
you.
Yeah, of course, of course. So you said you have this successful establishment over there in
Mhm.
Savannah, and you wanted to basically bring this same sort of vibe to Hilton Head and partnered up with Jay Banks on this concept over here.
That's right. And what's really so fun about this, and especially being right off of Main Street, is we had the opportunity to be to the local cafe for a feeling of a closer knit community, a close small town feel.
Right.
Both my wife and I come from smaller towns, and to have that approach is full circle for us in a way. And we love it so much. And just the pace of life on Hilton Head is just so relaxing, and you have the ability to unwind. And like you alluded to earlier, the courtyard gives the availability for this feeling of an oasis where you can take a breather from the busy world, whether you're on vacation on Hilton Head or whether it's just part of your 9 to 5 work week and you need a few moments to unwind over a cup of coffee. It just gives you that great opportunity to do so there.
Absolutely. This is actually kind of cool. So you had some. This was let's see, just the other day actually. Jay Banks posted some photos of like the before and after of the
Yeah.
space here. So this is what it looks like now.
Mhm.
This was the finished product. As you could see, you got coffee for purchase. You got that display where there's always going to be some beautiful baked goods,
That's right.
and always a happy. This is some before photos from when you're transforming the space, and this is what the main dining room goes. If you go around the corner on the left side of the counter, what I love is that you're always greeted. And this is when you walk in. When you turn to the right, this is where you see from the other angle. What I love is that you're always greeted with a friendly face, and it's a very extremely welcoming atmosphere. Talk a little bit about how important that is to you, because I noticed it from both spaces is that um, the best coffee shops or concepts like this, they create like of course, like everybody loves the actual product and the coffees and the drinks and the treats and everything like that. But, and this is a kind of a cool thing that I should bring up too, bring this back to the beginning. This kind of takes you a little bit of a walk to see the
Yeah.
patio here. And as you can see, there's a lot of tables. You have the umbrellas. Talk about the thought that goes into, you know, creating that warm, welcoming, comforting atmosphere in your stores. Because and the and actually I stopped in, I think it was maybe about a month ago or so. I actually stopped in to see you, and I talked to a couple of members of the team, and I
Yeah.
noticed that now the Savannah location is a little bit more space inside. It's not, I would say the Hilton Head one is the space is great inside, but I think that the
Sure.
the lore is the outdoor seating that you have there. Whereas
That's
with
right.
Savannah, it's kind of flipped. But the one thing that you have in common is that these have become, I don't want to use the word like bustling because that almost denotes like loud, like city kind of, but like
Right.
definitely maybe I would say like a soft buzzing, because there's always like a lot of people, whether they're sitting there by themselves reading or doing some work, whether they're scheduling meetings, which happens a lot. When I was there, we
Mhm.
had two friends from Hilton Head that were kind of, not reconnecting, but it had been a while. They were meeting there to catch up and have some coffee and have something to eat. Talk about what goes into, because I know it is part of that is the team, right? Is the staff
Yeah.
to create that. Talk about how you're able to create that environment that has become so inviting to so many people and has become really the big chatter on the island lately.
Well, thank you so much for saying those kind things
Of
about our
course.
team. They're remarkable. We have the best team, and I'll fight for them to the death. They're fantastic. So, really, at the core of everything we do, it is to make days brighter through better coffee. And so, part of that, and something that I tell our team every time I get the opportunity, is we have 30 seconds across the bar to make or break someone's day, and I want to
Right.
make it. All the way down to between how we train our team based upon a not just customer service, but a hospitality mindset of how can we be there for someone and really connect with them in those 30 seconds that we have, right? There's so much power in that. And even to the degree where we have a program at both of our cafes where we have a have a good day button on our POS. And what that means is that once a month, every team member has the opportunity to give a gift to a special guest that they encounter, whether it's the best day of their life, they just came off the altar from their wedding, which we've had, and these are real examples, came off the altar of their wedding, and we want to give them like free coffee, their meals on us, all that. They have that opportunity. If it's the worst day of their life and they're an elementary school teacher that's just trying to do their best, but the parents are giving them the runaround and they're coming in with tears, you know what? It's on us. Have a good day. And what we want to do is be able to be that place where the community can come together on their best day, on their worst day, on the everyday, and spend time with one another and being able to make their days brighter. You know, at the core of the name Origin even is being a light in a dark place for people. You have no idea what people are experiencing outside. And it's a double entendre with the origin of coffee and all that.
Yeah.
But it's really to be that place for people that they can feel welcomed, they can feel inspired to go along with the rest of their day, week, month.
Yeah.
Because you don't know what they're going through. And so we want to make sure that we foster environments that can help uplift people in their lives, no matter where we meet them or how long we have the opportunity to interact with them. So that's a little bit of why that heartbeat runs so thick through both locations.
I love it. I love the term heartbeat for it because it really is. It's an emotion, and coffee specifically is something that elicits an emotion from people. It's something that people are very passionate about. So let's jump in the time machine and let's go back to this. Originally started with a mobile concept back in 2020. Is that right?
That's right. Okay. Yeah. Great time to start a business.
Yeah, I know, right? Well, I guess if you're going to start it, mobile would be the way to do it, right? Because couldn't really have people coming to you, so you might as well come to the people, right?
That was the thought process. Yeah. So, here's the thing. In 2020, my wife and I, we both had stable jobs, and we said, you know what? We're in a pandemic. Let's sell everything we have, move back down to Savannah, Georgia. We were living outside of DC at the time, working at a nonprofit.
Right.
And we're like, you know what? Let's just uproot everything we have in our lives and start a crazy idea. The way my brother put it was, so you're starting a hot dog cart with coffee? I'm like, well, kinda. We'd see it. When we were getting married in 2018, my wife and I saw this, working in LA, we saw in Chicago, and we wanted a coffee cart at our wedding, but the closest ones were across the country. And so we're like, oh, you know what? One day when we retire, we'll do that. And I guess 2020 was our retirement, and we started this. And so it started off as a mobile coffee bar. We started here in Savannah, and we were just hustling. We had no idea what to do with it, how to start it. And I had worked with brands, we'd worked with marketing in the past, and we just bootstrapped whatever we had to do. We had a pop-up location for the best part of a year and a half here in Savannah at an event venue. And there was enough community support that, okay, I guess we're going to open up our own cafe. And we said, well, while we're doing that, we may as well start roasting our own coffee too.
Right.
And so we just, world's our oyster. We just ran as fast as we could towards it. And as my wife puts it, we put all our eggs in the basket and we had to make the basket work. And so we're really grateful for how it has and the support that we've garnered through that. And now in 2026, we have 2 cafes. I'm sitting in our 3,600 square foot roastery behind our Savannah location.
Yes.
And we have wholesale partners.
It's
Thank
wild.
you.
Yeah.
It's humbling, honestly. And we have wholesale partners we work with on a daily basis. We are, working with conferences and everything else. And it's just so cool to see where this has brought us so far. And it's all due to the team. It's all due to how incredible the community support's been. But yeah, that's kind of where we started, a little bit where we are at, and who's to say what comes up later this year.
Sure. Yeah, and we'll get to that. I want to talk about that too on the way out.
Okay.
But in the meantime, um, getting this started with the mobile concept, and then
Yeah.
obviously, eventually, I would imagine it was just the demand and the success that you had with the mobile concept at some
Sure.
point. And this happens with a lot. And some people want to stay mobile.
Yeah.
One of my chefs, he's happier in the truck than he was, working out of a restaurant. But a lot of these, the ultimate goal, whether it's like a tin and tallow, like over here in Hilton
Yeah.
Head, like that starts with the truck, but then the demand becomes so strong that I wouldn't be surprised if they're on that same trajectory where it's like, okay, well, where do we go with the next installment, because there's so much demand,
Yeah.
and depending on what that particular business owner's long-term desires are,
Mhm.
as I always say, you got to give the people what they want. So as you transitioned over to this brick and mortar location, which was in 2023, correct?
Yes, that's right.
Okay. So about two and
Coming on
change
3
years
years
ago.
ago.
Okay,
Yeah.
almost three. Wow.
Yeah.
Okay, crazy. So
I know.
part of this was rooted in the actual product itself. So I want to talk to you a little bit about that, because obviously this is something that you and your wife are very passionate about, is the coffee and the product itself. How does
Yeah.
one who may be someone who celebrates a coffee and is very passionate about it, how do you bridge that, how do you build that bridge to actually becoming a coffee roaster? Talk about what that experience was like, because I would imagine you probably learned a ton deciding to go down that path to roast your own coffee beans, and then some. I mean, that's just the tip of the iceberg in terms of what you
Yeah.
guys have.
Honestly, it's transparently like looking back, I knew nothing. I had
Yeah,
no right
really.
to do any of this stuff. My wife and I, she was a barista
Yeah,
in college, and that's how she helped pay for college. But for me, I just drank a lot of coffee, and I loved it, but I didn't know a whole bunch about it. I was
right.
more of a consumer than anything else, and so when we started this, a lot of it was just trial and error and learning. And I think that's a testament to just like the human capability of like you can learn anything if you really set your mind to it. And God bless YouTube. It is great. And so just like learning a whole bunch of things through there, connecting with wonderful professionals in the industry, local and abroad. We've had people mentor us and teach us over the years about things throughout from business mentors to coffee mentors, everything in between.
Yeah,
But through the process, we've learned a lot about not just the art of coffee, but the history of it and the real culture behind it, locally and globally,
yeah,
and even just the small impact that one neighborhood, excuse me, can
yeah.
have on a global coffee industry. So,
Right.
like one thing in particular, like in this journey, we made friendships with some of our coffee producers. One in particular is our Brazilian partner that we feature on our espresso bar every day.
Okay.
Um, Julia Mara Madeira and her family. It is a woman-run coffee farm in Brazil.
Love that. Just coming off of, wasn't it Women's Day just
That's
yesterday?
right,
Right.
yesterday.
Perfect timing. We're hitting all the
Oh my
check
gosh,
markets. Yeah. Keep
let's
it going. Keep
go!
it rolling. Let's go.
And it's been fantastic getting to know her and her partner and their family and everyone in that process. And not only what they do, like they're producing coffee, they're growing coffee, they have farms in Brazil,
Right.
but that like our neighborhoods that we're in, Hilton Head and Savannah, the impact that our neighborhoods here, because they're buying coffees, they're ordering a latte, they're ordering a cappuccino, a flat white, whatever,
Right.
because of those daily purchases, they are now fueling the community down there in Brazil, where they are providing education and clean water and all sorts of things to their neighbors and
Wow.
jobs that are actually helping their community out and building people up in ways that like you may never meet the producer as someone that's buying the coffee,
Right.
but you are making such a difference in their lives. And so even learning things like that about how intertwined everything is
Yeah.
through this conduit, which is coffee, has been so impactful to us.
For real.
And only further like pushes what we want to do, which is like behind everything, it's to help the community.
Sure.
And whether that's showing up for them in hospitality or showing up for our global partners in supporting their coffee interests, like awesome, let's do it, let's
Yeah.
partner in it. But it's been a lot of trial and error in learning everything about it, from the equipment to, like, even we service a lot of our own equipment in house. And we have friends now that we, like, our wholesale partners can partner up with for all their service needs and everything. But it's just, you have to be a sponge to do
Right.
something like this and grow it this quickly. And we have a whole team full of sponges. And it's the weirdest sentence I've said today.
But it makes perfect sense, because
Yeah,
everybody is, literally like absorbing as much of this knowledge, and whatnot that they can to
yeah,
create not just the best product, but to be a significant contributor to the community. I want
that's right.
to I want to touch on that too, because this is really this is going kind of exactly the way that I wanted it to in terms of the things that we were going to cover. So you said we're talking about the community. There's another thing that I noticed, and this is another one
Yeah,
that we had. This was back in November. It says, if you or your family have been affected by the loss of SNAP benefits, I'm going to bring it up onto the screen, you
yeah,
can eat for free at Origin Coffee Bar, no questions asked. Simply
yeah.
place your order and let our cashier know it's a SNAP meal. We'll cover 100% of your total. If you'd like us to help us feed our neighbors, you can add funds as an in-store gift card or donate digitally via Venmo. 100% of these donations go towards feeding our community. We're inspired by others helping our neighbors and want to continue building this momentum, both in Savannah and Hilton Head. No one deserves to go hungry. So how did this come about, these free meals for SNAP recipients back in November? Obviously rooted in that same, we want to do as much as we can to help the community, right?
That's right. Yeah, and that's the whole heart behind it is, um, for us, we just want to make sure whatever we can do to help others, that we do it. Um, and my wife and I felt really compelled, as did the rest of the team, during that period of time where so many people, so many of our neighbors, especially, were going hungry. We knew people personally, as well, that were deeply impacted by that. And we've had family that have been on the streets, and we've done a lot of outreach in those communities, to the houseless population as well. That some of it goes public, some of it does not. Well, a lot of it does not. Um, and in that moment, we thought the best thing that we could do is, since we serve food, let's give our food away. Let's give our coffee away. Let's be a place that's safe for them to go to, especially, like, the thought of, like, if you have to prove to someone across a bar that you don't know that you need that food, that's awful. And there's so many families, so many kids that are going hungry.
Right.
And we never want to see that happen, because no one deserves to have that happen to them.
No, absolutely not.
Um, and so, with that as an example, um, us as Origin Coffee Bar, and personally as Matt and Elise Higgins, we want to make sure that, we do everything that we can to show up for our community in the ways that are needed. Because we want to lead every day through compassion, care, and kindness. If we're not doing that, I really don't know what we're doing.
Right. It's obviously, it's evident that it's a huge priority for you. What happened more recently, just over a month ago,
Yeah.
was after the incidents that happened in Minnesota. You guys had said that a lot of local businesses were choosing to close today, which makes total
Mhm.
sense. You're never going to
Yeah.
second guess that type of thing. But what you guys decided to do is you decided to stay open, to continue to serve those around you, ensure that your team gets their paychecks, and you actually donated 100% of your profits to the Immigrant Legal Resource Center,
Right.
which is incredible. It says, we may not be able to close our doors, but we can offer kindness, compassion, and a calm, friendly space to anyone who needs it. Thank you for being part of this community. We're grateful to you. Let's keep showing it for each other. So yet
Yeah.
another shining example of, just being sensitive to what's going on in the world, and, bringing not just a safe place for someone to go and spend some time, but let's also generate some charity monies to put towards a great cause.
That's right.
That's incredible.
Yeah.
I give you
Thank
guys a
you.
tremendous amount of credit for making that such a priority. We have a lot of businesses around here, specific in food and beverage, that are very charitable and very giving back to the community. I love how you guys, it's kind of part of your mission with your businesses. It
It
seems
is.
as equally important as the actual product that you're serving in the environment and the atmosphere that you're creating for your patrons.
Well, thank you. Yeah, and it's as important, if not more important. And that's something that we teach our team whenever we have a new hire. It's like at the end of the day, yeah, serve the drinks, do the thing, but like we're here for the people that walk in the door, and all those around us. So um, when we have the opportunity to do something like what was on January 30th or back in November, we want to be able to do that. And one of the reasons, like January 30th, my wife and I were talking about it at great length because we felt really convicted, like we have to do something.
Right.
But we felt like closing our doors, we wouldn't be able to provide for our team. You know, we have so many people, families relying on this paycheck, on being able to work, and it gave them the opportunity to be there. It gave the opportunity for people to come here and feel safe and feel cared for and have a place to go. Even
Yeah.
during the hurricane last year, we were lucky enough in Savannah that we were one of the only places that had power
Oh, really?
afterwards. Yeah. And so
Yeah.
what we ended up doing, we stayed open, I think, until 10 p.m.
Oh, wow.
Throughout that period of time. And like people were volunteering to do shifts. And we had people from the community donating ice if they had, like liquor stores were donating all the ice because they had no power, but they had huge fridges of ice. And
Sure.
so we were able to have that to keep people cool and hydrated and going. And we were providing power stations throughout the space. Like I didn't care if people bought anything. Like you need to let your family know that you're safe. You need somewhere to be that isn't flooded or damaged in some way. And we had
Right.
people here for a long time. We had a pop-up in the afternoon and evening when we weren't able to serve anything that was serving great food.
Right.
And so being able to show up in those ways for our community that are a little above and beyond the standard operating hours,
Sure.
we love doing. We love doing. That's why we're here.
That storm really wreaked havoc on the restaurant industry, because what people don't realize is it's like, okay, you don't have power, so you can't have people, dining in the restaurant in the dark. But what you also don't have is the ability to keep ice cold, frozen, and to keep food frozen
Right.
and to keep food cold. So the longer that dragged out because of the downed power lines and because
Yeah.
of the trees and the power and the flooding and everything else that happened, there were, if you're out of power for a day singular,
Gosh.
it's difficult to find, and now you're losing thousands and thousands of dollars in
Yeah.
product. And we never want to see food go to waste, but that
No.
was a big part of that. But that's also the one thing that I will say about, obviously we didn't get hit with that over here, but I think back to the
Mhm.
times of Matthew and things like that.
Yeah.
Owners and business owners inside and outside of food and beverage really kind of coming together to help each other out. And like you said, over in Savannah, looking to sort of cooperate and contribute to, helping out these other businesses to get through those couple of days, which were really rough. That's remarkable. All right, so I have you here for a little over a half hour. I don't want to take too much of your time as we head to this through the end of lunchtime here. But I do want to talk to you about the good stuff, and I want to talk to you about perfect timing for this as well, because just a couple of weeks ago, you guys released your spring menu.
Yeah.
So I honestly, when I walk into the store, either store, I am like legitimately like a kid in a candy store, and I at least kind of have a good chuckle with whoever's sitting behind the counter, because whether they like it or not, they're gonna hear my excitement and my intrigue and my interest in these various things that you have.
I
And
love
you
it.
guys do such a great job with presentation. I just want to touch on a couple of these. Everything that I've had there has been delicious.
Thank you.
Actually, when we did that little recording that day, I indulged in the breakfast burrito with sausage, which I absolutely loved. That nice soft tortilla with that little bit of sauce to dip it in on the plate there. Really enjoyed it. I don't remember exactly what the drink was that I got that day, but everybody got something a little bit different. I love, honestly, just it's going to sound crazy, I just love the cups that you guys use. Like, I love the way that they're shaped, the plastic cups.
Yeah.
And then we had, I can't remember who it was that got one of these. I think that might have been someone that wasn't with our group that took something to go. And they do just such a nice job of just making it look nice with the pour. And obviously you see that it's filled to the brim there. But what's great, and I always refer to myself as a specials hunter. What's great about this new menu is that you got some, and always when you're adding stuff on, you got some really cool stuff. So we got an iced cherry mocha with cherry cold foam, chocolate, and espresso, and obviously the milk of your choice. This is what I wanted to ask you about.
Okay.
I might be like, I kind of buried the lead when I first start the conversation. It was actually my wife, because she's really more of like, I drink coffee in the morning, but it's really kind of just like whatever she buys.
Okay.
I don't have a particular, like, if I'm out and about, yes, I will grab a coffee here or there. I'm more of a chai person during the day. I'm not really a multiple cups of coffee person. I might have like, when I stopped at Al's Aloha Kitchen last week, Al throws together a delicious cold brew with some almond milk and a little bit of vanilla. It's excellent. I was joking with him. I said, once I'm finished with the coffee, because I always drive around with one of these like vitamin waters or something like that in the car. And so when you get to that point in the afternoon, it's like the drink's kind of warm, especially when it starts to get warm outside. And Al's got that really good, the good ice, right? Like the little kind of like crumbled. So I take, once I'm done finishing the last drop of my iced coffee from my cold brew from him, I actually dump the orange vitamin water into the cup of ice, and it creates like this orange and cream, this refreshing little orange and cream treat. And I love myself some treats, but as it pertains to that, I don't know where I've been. This flat white thing is newer to me in my brain. So talk to me about the flat white, because I'm not as familiar. I just feel like I heard this maybe just like a couple of weeks ago. Someone mentioned it in a podcast, and I actually Googled it. It's in my Google search history. Like, what is a flat white? How did this come about, and how is this made?
Yeah, absolutely. A flat white is, when you see that on an espresso menu, it is 2 ounces of espresso and 4 ounces of your milk choice, right?
Got it.
So it is, think about it like a short cappuccino. It's my preferred. I'm drinking one right now, actually.
Oh, look at you. There you go.
No, thank you. But it's just a really good ratio of milk to espresso.
Right.
Some places will say like, oh, it's, I don't know if they subscribe to like a dry cappuccino where it's like a really large like amount of foam on top.
Okay.
It's without that. But truly, like, if you come to Origin, all of your milk texture is going to be consistent across whatever drink you get. But this is purely based off of espresso to milk ratio. But with this one, the Provence flat white, now if you're French, you say Provence, because it's based upon where lavender is grown in France. So it's a lavender amaretto flat white. And with our flat whites, we use a double ristretto shot rather than espresso. So our espresso machine's programmed in a few different ways. The ristretto shot is just a different way of pulling your espresso. It really expresses the coffee a little differently. The way that it's like your water to, like how long your extraction time is on your espresso. If anyone wants to learn more about that, we have latte art classes that we dive deep into it at both locations. So a little plug for that there.
Yeah.
So that's my little insert there.
Yeah.
But
we're here. Yeah.
Heck
to
yeah.
know about this stuff. I've never even heard
course
of that.
They do.
Great.
So it's incredible.
What's the class called?
It's latte art class. So
latte art. Okay.
And they're customized to whoever's going. So if you're like an at-home barista and you just want to like, how the heck do I get my milk texture right?
Yeah.
How do I do that? Or like, how do I pull a good espresso shot? You'll learn that. So it's very customized. The latte art class is just kind of like, that's the general thing. And like, if you're just like, hey, I'm here for a good time, we're going to teach you how to pour some hearts, some rosettas. And we've had some people that have gone from nothing to pouring a swan, which is like a
That's
beautiful
kind of
thing.
what we have on here, right? I think that's a swan.
That's right.
Looks like
Yeah,
it.
you
Yeah.
have a little swan on there. And
Beautiful.
so anyway, this drink is wonderful. It's very fresh. It's a little floral, but it pairs really well with that espresso. It's just a wonderful spring drink.
Looks delightful. We talked about also the ice cherry
Ice
mocha,
cherry
which I'm gonna
mocha.
have to get myself one of these. That looks delicious. Again,
It's very
I just
popular.
love those cups. The strawberry matcha lemonade is another one that's very interesting. Matcha is something that's become very popular. I'm trying to think off the top of my head. There's another shop. It's either in Bluffton or Hilton Head that they do their chai is actually a matcha chai. It's escaping me right now in the moment, but that's another thing that has become very popular. But this one is the matcha, and you're incorporating a sparkling lemonade with some strawberry and basil. I mean, that to me also sounds like a nice refreshing spring drink right there.
Yeah, I mean, especially in the hot, humid days we have down here in the Low Country, this is an incredibly refreshing drink. So with the sparkling lemonade, the strawberry in there, that basil just gives a little bit refinement. You feel like you're drinking a cocktail almost. And that matcha is ceremonial grade matcha from Hale Tea Company, based here in Savannah. It is the best grade you can get, all organic. And it gives you like that gentle lift of energy without the caffeine spikes.
Right.
It is a fantastic beverage, really well rounded.
That looked absolutely delicious. I got to try to think of where I was thinking of that matcha chai. And then this is another thing that I wanted to ask you about. I first
Yeah.
probably noticed it when I was at Flora and Fauna, which I'm a huge fan of. I've talked about a lot. I actually got to enjoy at the Chefs and Farmers last Thursday. The baker at Flora and Fauna had these strawberry cream puffs that were just divine. I joked around with those guys. I said, like, the problem is that when I come to Flora and Fauna is that I start out on one side of the counter as I'm like, I've already kind of decided like what I want to get. And then by the time I get over to the register, I've accumulated like $100 bill worth of donuts and crullers and all different kinds of stuff like this. It was Chef Annie Coleman. She had a strawberry and goat cheese cream puff, which was absolutely delicious. And
Wow.
Chef Nilo from the farm group actually is diabolical. He said, what's really good is if you take a slice of this bologna, because they were making fried bologna sandwiches, and he says, take a slice of the bologna and slip that into the strawberry cream puff. Even that was a little too crazy for me. I can appreciate it. I've heard of like the donut, sandwich with the donut as the bun of the sandwich, and we were talking about ramen buns and different things like this. But the other thing that I noticed, I get off on these tangents when I think about all this delicious stuff. Tonic is another big thing, and I remember being at Flora and Fauna one time and asking about that. What's the thought process behind the tonic, combined with espresso and these other flavors? Like in this case, you're using hibiscus and the red grapefruit tonic. And what
That's
is
right.
it says? So this is a crowd favorite. This is one of the popular ones, then, huh?
That's right. This one makes a return to our menu almost every year.
Okay.
It's a very popular one. This one, it's very fruity, very floral, but again, it's a refreshing drink. This menu, we really wanted to highlight florality, and we wanted to make something that was just a refreshing menu to launch us into the spring and summer here in the Low Country. This in particular is my favorite drink on menu. And it's one that we came up with back when we first opened this location for Origin in Savannah. And the appeal of a tonic in general, if you're looking for something that has the energy, but you're looking that espresso would bring, but you don't want the weightiness of milk. You're not looking for something that's overly sweet, but you're looking for something that's a little refreshing and tangy, like you would from a juice or a cocktail.
Right.
And maybe you're someone that's sober and wants to have something that's a little more fun and adventurous to drink.
Sure.
This delivers it, especially like when you get, so like a pure espresso tonic, the quinine interacting with the espresso has a really fun flavor combination. With this one in particular, you get that same effect through the red grapefruit
Right.
that's in there. The hibiscus just really rounds out the sweetness. We put an orange slice in there as well, so you have the natural infusion of that there with the carbonation, and then that beautiful Brazilian double shot of espresso on top to help round everything out. It is a wonderful, wonderful drink. If you're looking to switch it up, we just had a guest the other day I met, and it was his first time ever trying an espresso tonic. I said, "You got to try the Eden's tonic if it's going to be your first one." And he lives up in Massachusetts. I think he's going to make a few trips down before that's gone from the menu.
Okay.
Because he came back several times over 3 days just to get that
Just
drink.
to get that drink. I love
That's
it.
right.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
I'm gonna try that. I want to try both of them. I want to try the cherry one and I want to try that one. But I'm starting to get hungry because I was looking at these a couple of these photos before we got on. I want to, before I let you go, we got to talk about the grub too. So we got this this addition to the spring menu is the strawberry field. So what I love about your menu, Matt, is that it's not overly complicated. And I know like the Hilton Head location may not have as many options as Savannah at the current moment, but there's it's limited, but which I like because it's I don't want to use the word simple, but it's just it's like, okay, sandwich, toast, bowl, a couple of different ones for each. This one on the seasonal is the strawberry fields, another crowd favorite with the strawberry reduction, fresh basil, whipped ricotta, and mascarpone on toasted sourdoughs. Toasts have become a very popular thing, as have the bowls. I'm a big sandwich guy. I love breakfast sandwiches. Again, I love this breakfast burrito, but this is, I think, really where the presentation comes into play, because you can make a breakfast burrito, try to make it look as pretty as you want to, but it's not going to match the level of deliciousness that it is. But these toasts, like for example this strawberry fields and some of the other ones that you have on there in the bowls, not only are they aesthetically pleasing, but they also have an incredible combination of flours, of both the of flavors. I meant to say, I'm saying flowers because I'm thinking about how gorgeous everything looks, and whoever is your photographer does an incredible job anyway, as it is.
Thank you.
There's a lot of really good stuff, and I know privately between you and I know you get the good stuff to in terms of ingredients to put into it. Talk about how you come up with these amazing, beautiful breakfast and brunch bites that you guys have over there.
Yeah, well, at the end of the day, we are a coffee shop first that has food. When we had our pop-up, we had the question every day, so do you have real food? And so we knew that whenever we open up our own cafes, we'd have real food for people.
Yes.
But what we didn't want to do was become a restaurant that serves coffee. We want to be a coffee shop that serves food. And so that's why our menu is super pared down. It's easy, it's approachable, elevated but approachable is kind of like our little tagline for a lot of our menu items. And so we actually open up our seasonal ideas to our whole team. So everything that comes together, like this toast that you were just showing is the avocado balsamic toast. That one was actually concocted by our prior general manager, Taylor. It was her daily thing that she would make in the shop. And I swear over a week of her making it, everyone on the team was eating it. And we're like, well, we may as well just add it to the menu. It's very good. It's become very popular as well. But the Strawberry Fields is a return from our original menu when we launched our Savannah location 23. And it's just, again, it's fresh. It is approachable. It's something that on a warm spring day here in the Low Country, you can bite into, feel good about it, and feel full by the end. But a lot of our ideas just stem from our team and what we're hearing our community wanting. We're very open to that feedback, and we get, I can't tell you how many DMs I get on Instagram and Facebook of like, hey, have you thought about doing this drink or this food? And yeah, we give them all a try. We love doing that. And again, thank you for the compliment. We do all of our own photography and marketing in-house. Okay. So I'm your camera guy.
You're doing a tremendous job, man. I love it.
Appreciate it. I appreciate it. But yeah,
this was the cranberry orange that you had back in January. Cranberry orange regatta. That looks incredible.
It was wonderful with the rosemary on it. Of course, we didn't serve it with a large sprig like that. That was just for the photo.
Sure,
But
sure, sure.
you get the idea. But no, those food items are all delicious, and we're always refining them, always improving them, trying to make them better for our guests that come in daily.
It's one of those things where yes, you lead with the coffee, but you have people that are coming, they want to get like, whether it's a meal, whether they're having, breakfast or brunch, or whether they're just getting one of the, savory or sweet treats. You want to have
Yeah.
something that they can enjoy to have a nibble as well. We talked about the cranberry orange. You had a back in winter. You had the I know that
Mhm.
we're still technically in winter, but not really here anymore in the Low Country. You had a cinnamon oat bowl, which looks incredible.
Yeah,
Of course, these were like the holiday inspired drinks. You really have to go and check it out, guys, because you're going to go online and you're going to see their regular menu. But
that's
I
right.
would suggest going to, facebook.com/origincoffee.bar to the Facebook page. You could also, the Origin Coffee Bar Instagram as well. Give that a follow, because this is how you're going to find a lot of the stuff that is being offered, both in terms of the seasonal drinks as well as the bites. I'm going to take advantage of this opportunity here because I actually have not joined the newsletter yet. So I'm subscribing to that right now. There we
Perfect.
go. Thank you for subscribing, it says. And the like we said, the menu not overly complicated. This is going to take you right on the availability to order
Yeah.
via toast. You have the burrito, which of course you can get with bacon or the sausage.
Mhm.
You have the brisket sandwich, which that's going to be my next one. Slow
Golly, it's
fires
so good.
brisket. Oh my God. Chipotle aioli, caramelized onions,
Yeah,
and then the pepper jack cheese with a fried egg. That sounds incredible.
it
You got
is.
your bacon, egg, and cheese, Sammy. And the other thing that I noticed, and you see, you have the toasts here, the salmon, the avocado, the caprese, the balsamic avocado that we talked about, and the strawberry fields, which is the seasonal. And then, of course, we got the plates and bowls here. But what I also noticed, which is really cool, an entire assortment of not every single item, but you got quite a few of them with gluten-free options as well. Talk about how important it is to have those options available for people that have food sensitivities and allergies and whatnot.
Yeah, absolutely. So we can make almost everything on our menu either vegan, vegetarian, or gluten free.
Right.
We really wanted to push for that. There was a long period of time that our family was vegan for health reasons. I have a lot of direct family members that are gluten free for health reasons as well. And so we know that there's such a need for that in our communities. So we wanted to offer as much as we could for that. So, especially, we offer incredible gluten-free bagels at both locations. You can do any loaded toast on them. You can make it a bowl. You brought up the slow fire brisket Sammy. You can make that into a salad immediately.
Really?
That is a gluten-free option. It is incredible. It's my daily lunch here. And we just want to provide that because, again, like if we're not being a place for the whole community, regardless of diet as well, what are we doing? So we're
Right.
just trying to open more opportunities for people to come, enjoy, and connect.
That's awesome. The other thing that I noticed here, we can also purchase these
Yes.
coffees, these beans, right on the website.
Yeah.
You got the various different flavors here. I'll just click on the Savannah blend, which is
Yeah.
probably where it all started, right? You have the 10-ounce size, you have the 5 pounds. You can either get that with whole beans or grounds for drip coffee. And this is all available right on your website at origincoffee.bar, correct?
That's correct. Yeah. So every coffee, as soon as we finish it from the roasting process here, we'll list it online. And so we carry a whole bunch of single origin coffees. We've only just recently started to get into blends, but we're really excited too. We have one for Savannah, one for Hilton Head. We have a dark roast blend as well. We also work with hospitality brands across the Low Country to offer wholesale coffee. So if you're a restaurant or a hotel, an Airbnb, whatever, and you want to offer coffee to your guests with a local partner that is there alongside you, not just someone that provides the coffee and wishes you a good day, we're here for you. We partner with a whole bunch of brands, local and national and international. Soon, we're working on those partnerships right now to work with you on your coffee program. We're really excited. We offer everything from the coffee itself, custom blends, training, equipment resourcing, all the above.
That's incredible. I see here you got SCAD, which you're a graduate of SCAD, correct?
Correct.
Did I
Both
see
my
that
wife and I are.
on your profile? Excellent. And
That's
your
right.
wife's name is again?
Elise.
Elise. I think I've met her a couple of times at the store.
That's right.
You got Common Restaurant on here, SCAD, of course, the Malin, Asher and Rye, Finch's, the Rhino Hospitality Group is that I love. There's only like one or two of their concepts that I haven't visited and enjoyed yet. What's this logo with the S and the Y that they're interlocking there? I can't.
That's Switch Yards. They're another workspace. Yeah, it's like co-working space here in Savannah that they're all across the U.S. as well.
Excellent. So this is your opportunity, guys, here to get your small batch coffees. You can order ahead on the website here. You can order any of these coffees that you want to enjoy. Of course, there's the Origin Mobile Espresso Bar that you can book for your events. And in addition to the cafes, just like Matt said, this coffee is available at quite a few establishments throughout Savannah and Hilton Head as well.
Correct. That's right. So the listed logos there are just a few of our partners.
Just a few.
We service only over 35 partners throughout the region at this point.
And as you are expanding, I see it says it right here on the website, and I've noticed a few social media posts as well. You are hiring.
Correct. Yeah, both locations for front and back of house.
So and I noticed that this advanced before I clicked it, so I might as well mention this. But this is a candidate for Best of Savannah with Savannah Magazine. But then as I wait for this to advance to the next thing, I'm going to pull that up for you as well. Like Matt said, they are also hiring for both locations. Let me just refresh that so that so that I can get that page too. It's just advancing on the. I'll come back to that in a second. Okay, so we're coming up on. Oh, here it is. Got it. Join the team. This is right off of their homepage. A community-driven cafe where you're always in good company. About the coffee bar, who they're looking for, and then the available positions that they have here, both in Hilton Head and Savannah. So if you or anyone that you know is interested in joining Matt's incredible team, just go on the website and go check that out. Okay, so before I let you go, I always like to ask whoever comes on to visit with me, and thank you so much for taking the time. I appreciate it on a Monday here. What are some things that either you have really enjoyed lately? Obviously, between Savannah and Hilton Head, there's an incredible number of dining establishments for all different types of food. I'm still working my way through Savannah, being that I've been coming to Hilton Head for many years, even though there's a lot, there is always some changeover. I've pretty much hit, for the most part, every restaurant in Hilton Head and Bluffton. I need to do more work over in Savannah, and of course over out the other direction, out towards Beaufort and the Sea Islands, now that I'm spending more time out there as well. What is something that you might have either enjoyed lately, recently, could be local, could be during the course of your travels, or something that you might have been looking forward to, anything that you would like to mention as far as something that you might have enjoyed? And it doesn't necessarily have to be bites. It could also be beverages and drinks as well.
Sure. Yeah. Something I'm really looking forward to is actually another plug for coffee from somewhere else. One of our wholesale partners here in Savannah, I'm really looking forward. They're called Revival Coffee.
Oh,
they're
cool.
a coffee trailer that's parked on 42nd Street here in Savannah. They're incredible. They're an incredible duo.
Yeah.
and they serve our coffee, but they have on their new seasonal menu, they have I want to say it's a rose and cardamom latte.
Oh my
That just
goodness.
sounds incredible. The way they shot
Right?
it, beautiful.
It's called
Um,
what?
Revival coffee.
Revival. Got it.
That's right. So they're a really cool like black trailer on 42nd Street and I think Barnard here in Savannah.
Okay.
And they're a great duo. Yeah, that's just something I'm really looking forward to. I always love a seasonal menu like you, and especially the idea of rose and cardamom together just sounds so good, so
Absolutely.
good.
I found them here. Revival Coffee,
What's
Mobile
that?
Cafe, and yeah, it just actually says here just from last week. Menu dropped
Yeah, it just
Saturday.
dropped.
They got some nice spring honey lavender cold brew, blueberry matcha. They got a gulab jasmine latte, and that's the one that you mentioned, right? The rose cardamom.
Yeah, the rose
Right.
cardamom. Yeah,
Looks incredible. Available hot or iced. That's some good stuff right there.
love to
I
see
love
it.
it. Yeah, and that's what I love is that you as a owner of a coffee concept is happy to come out here and say, "Hey, check these guys out." By the way, and that's the kind of
Yeah,
collaborative. And I talked to this with Chef Quattro Spice at Garden Square a couple of weeks ago. These you talked about the community, and I think that's the perfect way to bring it full circle. You talk about the community, but then there's also the community within the community, right? Whether it's
yeah,
the community within the community of chefs or restaurateurs, or the community within the community of coffee shop owners, bars and cocktail establishments and things like that. I love when chefs and proprietors of these various establishments support each other and give each other a
yeah,
shout out. I feel like in a business like those, or businesses like those, there's enough business to go around for everyone, and nothing, there's nothing wrong with a little healthy competition, but there's nothing that bothers me more when there's like an associated like animosity towards, and in any endeavor really,
yeah,
life is too short to to be so adversarial where it's like, we want the business, and like the fact of the matter is that each of these offers literally then figuratively brings to the table a different experience. And we even talked about, like, right off the start, even your two concepts. I highly recommend that if you have been one of the many, many people that have gone to Origin Coffee Bar and Hilton Head and sat inside or outside and had an enjoyable experience, I highly recommend that you check out the Savannah location. Again, my wife was the one that said we need to stop when we were running into town to get some food. It's the perfect stop for us on the way back towards the bridge, or vice versa. She said we need
yeah,
to stop here. She also had stopped in there with a friend. And then from there, it was like, and it's difficult for her to get over to the island during the week because of her jobs, but especially to like a place like, I told her that I went to Harold's Diner, and she said, it's hard because she doesn't get out of work sometimes until 1:30, 2 o'clock, and they're only open until 2 o'clock. I said, don't worry, we'll figure out a way for you to get your hands on that burger. But she was the one that first found it, and then I said, okay, let me make it a point to go check out Hilton Head, and it instantaneously, immediately has become one of my favorite locations. And I know I can say the same
thank you, Nick.
for a lot of different Hilton Head Islanders and Bluffdonians alike that get to spend time over in Hilton Head or over in Savannah. Okay, so we got to an hour. I don't want to take up any more of your time. Before I let you go, we talked about earlier on what's coming down the pike. Is there anything in terms of events or anything? It was awesome that you guys participated in Restaurant Week. I said it was cool to
Yeah.
have not just your standard traditional restaurants to be involved in that. Is there anything that you have that you would like to talk about that maybe you have planned, even if it's things that you might be introducing to the menu, any events or any charitable things that are coming up, anything that you would like to put a spotlight on before I let you go?
Yeah, there are two things. So one is our new seasonal menu that's out, the spring
Yes.
menu. If you haven't had a chance to stop by yet, come on by.
Yes.
Since we've opened this menu, I feel like every quarter we have the opportunity to reintroduce who we are to the community with our seasonal menu, and I would love to have the opportunity to show everybody what our team is brewing here.
Yes.
And another thing is we are, interestingly enough, we have yet to be able to do a farmer's market as a coffee
Okay.
roaster. And so we're really excited about that, about being able to connect with our community in that way too. Because
Sure.
it is difficult to get over to the island some days, especially our Hilton Head location closes at 1,
Yes.
right? And so it's sometimes difficult to get to the island or get down to Savannah. So we're working on showing up at our local farmers markets across the region as well
Yes.
soon. More on that to come on our Instagram account.
Cool.
And on Facebook. We'll be posting on both. But definitely keep an eye on that. And hopefully we'll see you soon at your local's farmers market.
Yes, and we have so many good ones. I know that we have the Forsyth Farmers Market, which of course,
Yeah.
Chefs and Farmers was an event that was for them. We have I know Sonny and Elena from Two Birds Greek Street Food. They do the Islands Farmers Market, as well as the other farmers market over there in Savannah. We have the Bluffton Farmers Market every Thursday. There's a farmers market on Hilton Head in Sea Pines at the Sea Pines Center. I want to say Tuesdays. I could be wrong. It's either Tuesday or Wednesday. And I've even heard really good things about the farmers markets over in Beaufort and Port Royal. I want to check those out soon as well. All right, guys. So that's something to look forward to. Getting to enjoy some Origin Coffee Bar treats at some farmers markets that are going to be upcoming this spring. Well, I think we covered quite a bit here, man. This was awesome.
We sure did.
Thank you so much. I really appreciate it.
Well, thank you so much. Thank you so much for having me on the show today. I appreciate it.
Absolutely. I can't wait. I'm going to come and see you again in Savannah soon. I actually may be out that way tomorrow. So I will be coming back over to Savannah. And then, of course, I think I'm going to be on the island on Wednesday this week. So either way, I'm going to get my hands on some of these seasonal specials. I think I already know what my plan is. I'm going to go with the iced cherry mocha. I'm going to lead with that. And then usually I like to have one, quote unquote, in the chamber, so to speak, for me to enjoy during the rest of the day. And some of these is kind of cool too. Like some of these iced drinks, it's almost like of course if it's not too hot, and I got the air running, and of course now that we're in the 80s, but some of them I like to let them marinate a little bit, as the ice melts, it kind of starts to the flavor profile changes like ever so slightly. So a lot of these I like to have, like I said, some of them don't stand a chance. Like I had one of my black cherry sodas at Lot 9 the other day, and they said, "Do you want a lid for that?" I said, "This black cherry soda is not even going to make it out to the car." But I always usually get like a drink or whatever that I can throw in the car so that I can enjoy it during the rest of the day. Matt, thank you so much. I really appreciate it. I know we were working on this for a while. Thank you so much for setting the time aside. Congratulations on your continued success. You guys absolutely deserve it. I can speak, even though I'm a Bluftonian, I know that you have become a welcome addition to the Hilton Head food and beverage community, and as well as having that original, iconic spot over there in Savannah that, like we said at the start, has become really an institution over there in a very short period of time in the 3 years that you've been there. Thank you for everything that you've done for the community and for these charitable entities, and I really appreciate your time again here.
Thank you, Nick. That means a lot. Thank you so much for having me on. I look forward to more conversations.
Hell yeah, we will definitely do this again soon. Have a great day, and we will talk to you soon.
Thanks, you too, Nick.
Thank you, Matt.
Bye-bye.
All right, have a great day. Well, there you have it. Matt Higgins from Origin Coffee Bar. That was a blast. I love talking shop with people like this that really get it, not just in terms of the running the business itself, but then also, being an important part of the community and wanting to give back. So I got a lot of other stuff coming up for you guys this week. Just to name a few, Derek Ludaway, frontman, as I call him, from Groovetown Assault, and several other musical acts here on Hilton Head. He's a big foodie. He's going to be joining us, as well as Zach Stevens and Anna Barnes, two other incredible performers from the Hilton Head area. I know I'm going to have Candace Skingley on, as well, from Folderall. She's going to join us coming up to talk about their upcoming performance. And then we got a bunch of other great food options as well. Ryan Fennessy from Sprout Mama is going to join me soon. Chef Ray Robertson from Darling Oyster Bar over in Savannah. They're going to have a collab soon with the Perry Lane Hotel Emporium Kitchen and Wine Bar. I'm really looking forward to that. We have Natasha, who runs the bar program over at Garden Square, coming on soon. Liz Massey, owner of the Laundry Diner, lined up. Tony and Camello from Sweet Owls down in Hilton Head on the South End. Chef Michael Fitzhugh from Cafe Al Dente just had a spectacular meal there the other night. Billy Vesicchio from Rocky's New York Deli of Savannah is going to join us as well, and more and more and more to come after that. So stay tuned. I'll be back to see you guys at least once or twice more this week. Enjoy your week. Have a great week. And as always, guys, stay hungry. Indulgent Islander out.